there will often come times in debates, formal or informal, when both of the people explicitly or implicitly assume that the burden of proof is on the other person. And this is not something that you can just choose. You cannot just declare your opinion to be the one that is true by default, and that a contradictory opinion requires special proof or evidence just because it's the position that you hold or are attached to. There's a very clear standard that cuts across through philosophy and sound ways of finding out what's true. And it's that principle or set of related principles that determines whether you can say, prove me wrong, rather than I have to prove that I'm right. Now, in logic, it manifests as Occam's razor. In statistics, it comes up as the Null Hypothesis, where you assume that there is no relationship between two things until that's been statistically proven. It comes up in philosophy in general, in the philosophy of Scepticism. And informally, it's simply the idea you can't just make shit up and tell people to prove that you're wrong, because you can't prove a negative a lot of the time. Now, this boils down to a pretty simple rule, which is you work out who is making the positive claim, who is actually claiming a relationship between two distinct things, who is actually claiming that more things exist, whose explanation is more parsimonious. This is how you determine what the default is. And then you follow the old adage that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, which is that if you have a difficult to observe or complicated or difficult to understand proposed entity or relationship, you have to provide reasons to believe in that make up for basically you having made it up. So you can make positive claims and back them up, or you can hold a skeptical position and say, well, those are different things and I've got no good reason to believe they're related. So you tell me why I should believe they're related. And the other option is to just use rhetoric to try and win an argument you've got no right to win, I guess. I would like to be a person who does the former and not the latter.